Hey, what's going on, everybody? Here it's Perry from Order of the Gamers, and today I'm just doing a little video log about something that's pretty important to me in my life. Really, it's the fact that my parents are military, and that I've spent most of my life on military installations, and I'm really just gonna talk about for people who really don't know what it's like to live on a military installation. This is my first civilian school I have ever been to. This is the first time I ever lived on anything in a house that's not on a service installation, and it's when I first moved here, it was really weird. I wasn't used to it. Just to start, installations. When people think installations, they think, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's more strict. Well, it's actually a lot less strict than a civilian than a civilian life. I mean, really, it is. When I lived on an installation, everything I ever needed was literally within walking distance of me. I could walk to school if I wanted to, and I did sometimes. When I didn't feel like riding the bus, I was like, "Fuck this shit! I'm gonna walk there," and I did. I mean, and I got there. Sometimes I even got there before the bus. In the springtime, we used to ride our go-karts to school. Yeah, people used to drive go-karts to school. I'm dead ass. Sure. Everyone thinks that, oh, you used to live inside gates. Oh, it's a lot of strict. It's strict, but it's really not. I mean, the curfew there was, I think, for anyone over the age of 12 was 11:30. No. Correction. Anyone under the age of 12 was 9 o'clock, and anyone over the age of 14 was 11:30. I was 14 years old. I'd be out of my house at 11 o'clock at night. You know what my dad said? My dad said, as long as you call, if you're going to be out late, as long as you call, I don't care what you do. Literally. If I call, he said I had a few checkup times, and every time I was at the house, I would get up during the summertime. That was back when people used to go to each other's houses. I mean, I lived within a 5-minute walk of majority of my friend base, and what I used to do was they would come to my house. They would come to my house, get me up at like 9. Yeah, like 9 o'clock. Unless like any old day, like a Saturday or something like that. I'd get dressed, do whatever I need to do, leave, grab my money, grab my backpack, grab my phone, and grab my key, and I would leave. I would not come home till that night. My stepmother didn't care because she knew there was really, where would I go? Where can you really go on a post? Anywhere. If you leave, they're gonna find you. They're bound to see you somewhere. And yes, there are places that you can't go on a post without authorization. You can't go to a shooting range without an adult. You can't. I mean, sure, that makes sense. But there's guns and stuff that makes sense. I lived in when I was in Kentucky, I lived in a housing area. The name of it was Maple Ridge, right? And there they had this place for teenagers to go, kids to go. I lived 5 minutes from that place. And then right next to that was a skate park. And then right next to that was a water park. And then, like, down the road a little bit, like, from right across the street from the skate park was a shopette. And a shopette is simply a gas station. So, I would get up. My friends would come and get me. We'd go to the skate park, chill, get hungry, go to the shopette, buy something to eat, sit up front, eat it, walk somewhere else. We used to walk to the PX. Walk to the commissary. We'd go to the paintball range or something like that. I mean, military installation life, it's fun. Unlike living in the civilian world, military installations, they provide you with stuff to do that's free. They say, kids, look, hey, we have this, and we have this. When I lived in Fort Lewis when I was little, I used to ride go-karts. whenever we used to go visit Fort Lewis, go visit a friend, I used to ride the go-karts. They have an actual go-kart track. But Fort Knox was pretty great. That was where I actually started high school. And that's another thing I want to talk about. High school for me has not been great. Especially my transition from a military high school to a civilian high school. But we'll talk about that more in a second. I came to Fort Knox in 7th grade after I came from Fort Lewis, and I loved it there. I mean, it was just another post that had more stuff for me to do. Really, I mean, it wasn't nothing unusual. It was a school. I mean, it was just same old life, except I live on an installation. I mean, I wanted the movies, I could walk the movies. I mean, same thing. But difference was that Fort Knox had a high school. And the thing is that they're only on military installations in the Army. There are only 2 high schools in America that are in military installations, and they're both in Kentucky, and that's Fort Knox High School and Fort Campbell High School. When I played football, they were our rivals. We played our homecoming game against them. So I got there. I had a lot of friends. I mean, sure, I had people who hated me. I don't know why, but I mean, they hated me. Everyone has someone who's gonna hate them. Everyone. No one's naturally just loved by everybody. But, so when I got to high school, it was really different. One, it was a lot cooler. I made a lot more friends. I talked to a lot more people. 2, I didn't understand what credits were. Now, this is something you guys have to really pay attention to, because you're not going to be like me. For the people who are entering high school who are watching my videos, I'm asking that you go to your classes, because my freshman year, both semester, I passed 2 classes. I got 4 credits at my old school. 4. You know how many credits there you needed to go to the next grade? 6 out of 7. I had 7 classes all day, each day. I got out at 2:30, 2:35, 1:20 on Thursdays. 7 classes during the day. 7 classes. My 2 classes I passed were literature and ROTC, and that's it. So when I came here to Westlake, I walked in, and we come from the bus ramp, come to the side of the school, and then you walk and get off the bus, go to the cafeteria. I walked in and I immediately got lost, because that place is fucking huge for a new person. Literally, people, like, I walked in, I looked around, and I thought I couldn't even find the fucking front door. Literally. I spent the entire first period wandering around the school. I don't know where the fuck I was. I didn't understand it. I mean, it didn't make sense to me. I was just like, what the hell? Where in the fuck am I? But I found it. I mean, I got used to it, and then I met my friends and stuff like that. So after a while, they helped me out. But so it came to classwork. Last year, 2 years ago, I still wasn't where I needed to be, because next year I'm supposed to be graduating. But because I was a fucking dumbass, my first freshman, when I first entered high school, I didn't do shit. Like I said, I failed almost everything. Then last year, 2 years ago, when I first moved to Atlanta again, it was really weird, but I scraped by, but I'm not in my correct grade still. This year, I managed. I did manage. I made it. I didn't get my credits, but I am going on. How I'm going on is because I've passed all my prerequisite courses for my grade. So I'm going on this year. I'll finally be entering the grade I'm supposed to be in. I was supposed to be in. Really, honestly, at the end of this school year that's gonna come up, I'm gonna be really sad because most of my friends are upperclassmen. You know, that's who I hang with. Most of the people I talk to are seniors. Are seniors now, and it's really depressing that them being my friends, that being my class, that I'm not graduating. And I'm saying for the people who are entering high school and people who are in high school now, who are freshmen and sophomore, do your work, because you don't want to spend 5 years in high school. I have a friend. His name is Sanchez. He should have graduated by now, twice already. Sanchez is an ultra senior. You understand how what the levels of a senior is? The levels of seniors are a senior, a super senior, and an ultra senior. A senior, a regular senior. A super senior is a senior who's a kid who's done senior year twice. And then an ultra senior is someone who's done it 3 times. Sanchez is about to be 20 years old. He's already 19. He didn't. It's just, I don't want to be like that, and I'm not be like that, and I hate to see the generation coming up now be like that, because I'm the last class of the 90s babies. I'm the last class. Well, okay, yeah, 2017 is the last class of the 90s. 1997, we're it. There's no more after that. I don't want to see the generation now be. I don't want to come back and visit I want to come back and visit old teachers and still see people that when they were in their high school, that when I was going to graduate, that, or the class that just came in 2018, that when, after I'm gone, I don't want to see some of them already be still under the classroom. I'm going to be sad. But I mean, sure, that's them. If they want to fuck around, they can fuck around. I'm just telling them, listen. But back to military life. A lot of people think that military installations are. I've heard people say that military installations are segregated. I've heard people say that military installations are no fun. That's a lie. They're now in certain part of the country there are posts that are predominantly white, but on Fort Knox, the post that I was at, the last post I was on, it was more of a mix of everything, and I loved it. And I miss it. And do I hate the civilian world? Yes. I think civilians are fucking nasty. I cannot stand civilians. They're just, sometimes they're just so fucking horrible. Some of the shit they do makes no fucking sense. And you're asking, how can I say, oh, you hate civilians, you're a civilian yourself? Well, technically, no. I'm still military dependent. When I say military dependent, it means when the offspring of a military serviceman is still military dependent until the day that your parent passes. So when I join the military soon, I'm going to be military myself, so I won't need my military dependency. But I still do get the discounts. I still do get the benefits of it. But also another thing about military life, there's no taxes on post. I was actually recently having a conversation with my friend Randolph from R9 Gaming. I was actually having a conversation with Randolph about a game that's gonna come out, Fallout 4. And he said, dude, is this $60? No, actually, yeah, it's $59.99. And in my head, living on post for 4 years, I don't think in taxes anymore. I have trouble doing it because I'm not used to seeing the added percentage. I haven't rememorized the added percentage. Most games now, when I was buying games on post, they were the retail price. There was no taxes. So if a game was $20, it was $20, no change, nothing else. But games now, say you buy a new game that costs $60. Base value is $60. That game is gonna be like 60 something, close to 70. But really, guys, that was just a video about my transition from civilian high school to military, from military high school to civilian high school, and my transition from military life to civilian life. But that's all, guys. Once again, my name is Perry from Order of the Gamers, and I'll see you next time.